here in the Denver area and work the areas from Denver to the northern Colorado cities and suburbs. So if you are thinking about moving to Denver and are wondering about the winter months, then this video is for you. We have defined seasons here in Denver, although some people would say we tend to skip spring and fall. Spring and fall just looks a little different here than it does, say, in the Midwest. So we don't necessarily skip it, but it feels like that to some people. But back to talking about living in Denver in the winter months. So if you are a skier, then you will likely love living in Denver in the winter months. But one thing to know is that Friday evenings, Saturday mornings, and most of Sunday, traffic is pretty bad getting up and down to the ski areas. So you need to keep that in mind. And if you are a skier, you may want to think about going skiing on the off times. Now, if you're not a skier and you're wondering if you're going to survive Denver in the winter months, here's a few things to know. The air is very dry here, especially in winter. So you're going to find you have dry skin and nasal cavities, lips, things like that will feel a lot drier. Put some humidifiers in your house, whether it's a whole house humidifier or just some single units. Now, we do get snowstorms here in the Denver area. In the past few years, we've had a few very fun ones where we had gale force winds combined with lots of snow, and you can see the interstates get shut down altogether in storms like that. And it can be quite dangerous to be out driving in them, even if you are a seasoned winter driver. You will need to do winter driving here in the Denver area. When those snowstorms do hit, there can be a lot of traffic buildup. A lot of accidents tend to happen, and it's not always fun driving in it, but you do need to be prepared, and you do need to learn how to do some winter driving if you're going to live in Denver. Now, generally, the sun, we do have sunny days. Today is one of those brilliant blue sky, Denver, sunny winter days that I love. I am a sufferer of seasonal depression. I lived in St. Louis for 7 years, and it was horrible for my seasonal depression. It's much better here. I can get out and walk during winter on those beautiful, warmer days. But we also do get some crappy weather, and we do get some gray days, and we do get those snowstorms. One thing to know about Denver that a lot of people don't like in the winter months is that it's very brown. We have, we do have some evergreens, but in the city and in the neighborhoods, they're not everywhere. So it can look very brown. The grass dies off. A lot of the annuals, of course, die off. The perennials die off. And everything just looks a bit brown and gloomy. So you need to keep that in mind, because I've had people move here from areas like South Carolina where it kind of stays greener, more humid, and that brown really tends to get to people. Another thing you want to think about is clothing and what activities you are used to doing in winter. So clothing, layers is best here in the Denver area. There are days, and you adjust. I've been here for 7 years. There's days where it's 30 something degrees outside and I'll be in a t-shirt because the sun is shining. But you can bet your bottom dollar that I have a coat or jumper / sweater in the car, ready to put on, because once that sun goes away or the sun goes down, it can feel a whole lot colder than it did 10 minutes ago. The weather changes here and you got to be prepared. But like I said, there's beautiful days where you can get outside and go for a walk in that blue sky that we get here in Denver. Now, here's something to mention, and that's the brown cloud. And I feel like it's gotten worse in the past, 7 years, but I hear it's not as bad as it was in the 70s and 80s. We do have weather inversions that bring a brown cloud over the Denver area, and it looks gross and it can feel gross if you have, breathing issues. But you will see that happen. You will sometimes see the city of Denver totally kind of covered in that brown cloud. So it's something to be aware of. It does happen here in the winter months. If you are thinking of moving to Denver, be sure to click below to get my Denver Relo guide. If you'd like to talk more about the seasons or more about anything in the moving to Denver realm, I will be happy to help you Once again, Hayley Bartlett, your Aussie agent with Sellstate Peak Realty. Have a great day, month, and year. See ya.